Hi travelers, Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot, and today is January 4th, 2017. Can you guys believe it? Happy New Year to all of you out there. I hope you had a safe and fun one. Um, let's see. I am so beat up, battered, and bruised from 2016. Not the New Year's celebration, just the year 2016. I'm so beat up, battered, and bruised. And I do sincerely hope that the energies of 2017 are not as intense as they were in 2016. I just really. So I'm going to come to you today with a short open reading. I will be starting this week um, uploading monthlies, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it between the new moon and the full moon. So it'll be more like a mid-month, but it will be a monthly. So don't be thrown off if it doesn't say mid-month, okay, like that. It's going to be a monthly, but it's going to come in the middle of the month. I think falling between the two moons might be significant. So it's just going to be a different way of presenting the monthlies to you. Let's see. I will, Mercury stations direct on the 9th in just a few days. Yay! And we have our full moon is going to be in Cancer this month, and that occurs January 12th. The sun will be in Capricorn, and the sun will oppose the moon in Cancer. So that's the axis. All of the eclipses that are going to be coming up in 2017 will run along the Leo Aquarius or Aquarius Leo axis. 2016 was Virgo Pisces. 2017 is going to be Aquarius Leo. So whenever you have a full moon, it always opposes the sun in the sky. So let's see. I started finally. Look, I have a double Mercury rulership. I have Virgo, my sun sign, is ruled by Mercury. And then I have the moon in Gemini. And so when Mercury retrograde hits, I have learned to deal with some of the technological glitches and whatnot and the missed emails. And I understand, I've learned to work with the energy of miscommunication, misunderstanding, arguments. But typically what tends to happen with me during that time frame is that I literally just don't have the capacity to talk. I just don't have, I just don't have anything to say, which is odd for me because I'm a big talker. But, and so that's why I've been very, very silent. I am really, that's a struggle that I'm working with. If I'm going to be bringing you guys readings and doing things, I'm going to have to figure out a way to kind of work around that energy and figure out the best way in which I can communicate with people when I don't feel like communicating. So that's something that I'm working on. That's a challenge that I've got to work on. And that spirit, I will be picking up. I'm putting together now the different modules for the tarot classes. I have also just purchased my astrology software, so I will be offering charts. These are going to be, can be either standalone or they can be something that we could use in terms of how things may play out for you with the tarot. I think that's always a very, very interesting thing to mix the two together. So I was going to start offering hypnotherapy MP3s. These are not, you know, lose weight or quit smoking, those kind of things. These will be things to help along past life regressions, instituting boundaries, self-esteem, those kinds of things. I have not been able to find a really good, decent, affordable, what do you call it, MP3 program. So I'm looking around at that. So even though you guys haven't been hearing from me, I've been doing stuff behind the scenes. I'm always like that. I don't always, you know, it's not for everybody to know what it is that I'm doing, but believe me, trust me, I'm not just sitting back not doing anything. So couple people have paid me for tarot card readings. I have been trying to contact you to set up a time for the readings. I have not heard back. Please check your emails as I am booking going into the third week of December. This week is booked almost. I had a couple of cancellations. The way it works is for tarot card readings, those typically I have a 48 to 72 hour turnaround, be that by phone or video. Akashic records and etheric cord cutting sessions typically run a little bit longer, so those could take anywhere from a week to maybe 2, depending. Anything you want to know, you can go over to the click on the little eye up in the corner of the video there. It will take you directly over to my website. You can go there and view the prices, the content, how things work. If you haven't yet, get over to the Facebook page. The link is, you can find the link in the About Box section of my channel. Also, there is a post on my website. You can follow along my website simply by email. You don't need a WordPress account to do that. You can come over and leave comments about the videos, also on the website. Let's see, what else? I'm on Twitter, I'm on Tumblr. Follow along. I know I've been very, very silent, but it's the Mercury retrograde. I've been very, very silent, I know. So you can come over and join the private Facebook group. Now that Mercury is going to be stationing direct, I will be posting up more content in the group itself. There's discussions there. Sometimes I post extra videos there in the group itself and not on YouTube and not on the website. So you can come over and join in. That's it. So we're going to tell you what, the Mercury Uranus, all this crazy weather we're having. And people getting ugly on planes. They're having to turn planes around. Folks fighting. All folks want to get up in the air and act foolish. I don't know. But anyway, but that right there shows you that Mercury and Uranus, explosive, temperamental, miscommunications, people just behaving badly on planes. That's the key, because Mercury also rules travel. So anyway, let's go ahead and lay the cards. We're just going to open and see what's happening. This is a general reading. It is not for a specific time frame nor a specific zodiac sun sign. So the messages may not resonate with you. I do hope that there may be at least something in the spread that you can get out of it. I do ask that you go back and look at your December 2016 videos, because there may be, for those of you who are new to the channel who didn't know, they're posted up in the December playlist. So you can go in there and take a look to see if something resonates with you or not. And maybe you can combine, you know, this with that. And as I say, again, I'm going to be posting up the January monthlies starting next week. Not this week, but next week. Okay? I ask that you be patient with me during that time. And I always start off with whatever birthdays are. So, you know, if you're at Aries, you're probably going to be the last one. Trust me, it's coming. Just try to be patient. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do 9 cards. Well, right off the bat. And this looks like a lot of Mercury in retrograde energy. There's a lot of swords here. Underneath we have Jupiter in Capricorn, which is the 2 of coins. I can't read my December 23rd through the 30th is roughly the time frame. This is the overall energy. let's see, I have 1, 2, 3 swords cards, 2 coins cards, 2 cup cards, 1 wands, and 1 major arcana, and that leads off. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, the tarot is broken down into 2 main sections. We have the major arcana cards. They are numbered 1 through 21, although there are 22 of them. One card is numbered as 0. These hold more sway and more weight over what are known as the pip cards. The pip cards are going to be our numbered cards, the 2, the 4, the 6s, and they also cover the court cards, okay? Even though there's only 1 major arcana card, this typically has more weight over all of these. And what the major arcana are life lessons, spiritual lessons, or experiences. Okay, life experiences or lessons, spiritual experiences or lessons. They are the bigger picture. They represent the bigger picture. Now, the pip cards operate on the mundane level. The way the cards are read are past, present, future, past, present, and future. And then there's the interplay of the cards. Right in the center, I'm looking at the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is, I have 2 queens here. I have a Queen of Swords and I have a Queen of Pentacles. They are both kind of reading as both energies and also as people. Now, I do have the 3 court cards here. These typically represent people. This Knight represents would represent someone in their, let's say, 30s to 40, maybe. The Kings would be, you know, late 40s to 50s and up. Okay. Swords represent are the energy of air, and they represent thoughts, beliefs, ideas, perceptions, communications. Cups simply represent emotions. I don't look at them some people look at them strictly as love, but these are, for me, they really read just as emotions. The coins can represent finances, but they also represent the doing of something in the physical world, or the physicality of actually doing something, okay? That is an earth energy. The cups are a water energy. And then I have this 1 wands card. Now, wands is a fire energy, and it typically in the tarot represents your ambition, your desire, your fighting spirit, your passion. But I always kind of read those things sort of like emotions. So to me, the wands and the cups kind of, they're just different. This is a softer energy. This is a more quick moving energy because it's fire. Now, in the center, I have the 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords represents Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter is in its detriment in Gemini, meaning that it doesn't give you the best. Jupiter always comes to protect, heal, help. He's all about expansion and growth and abundance. But in Gemini, he doesn't do so well there. And the 2 energies they don't fit together. The 8 of Swords is a card that represents someone who believes that they are stuck in a particular situation, or they don't see their way out of something. It can also be the basically, and it's funny because I have these 2 cards, the 8 and the 10, that sit together. Let me show you the cards. Here's the Lovers, the Queen of Swords, and she represents the air sign of Libra. And oddly enough, we have the Libra in Jupiter in Libra. And I kind of think that these 2 things, that's kind of where the cards are speaking. They're just coming to me in a different manner. If it were something really big and really major, I would expect to see the Wheel of Fortune there, and some other card here, but I don't. They've presented themselves as these 2 pip cards. Then I have the 4 of Cups. This represents the Moon in Cancer, and it is sitting on the future row. But this is tied to something in the past, okay? Then I have the 6 of Pentacles. That represents the Moon in Taurus. You know, for some of you, something, this harkens back to something that occurred around May, I'm going to say to July of 2016. And the reason why is this represents July, this is May, this is May, this is June. So it's going to be sometime in that time frame here. Then I have the Eight of Swords. So as you can see the imagery of that card, that woman is bound, she's tied up and she's blindfolded, but all of the swords are at rest. So to me, when the swords are at rest, this is someone who kind of just has either mentally dropped out of a situation or really can't come up with any ideas about what the hell's going on. But as you can see, she's loosely bound and she has on a blindfold. And all she has to do is break loose from those bindings and pull out the blindfold, and she sees that she's not surrounded by these particular uh, swords. This is really about your mind, being the captive of your mind, okay? Then I have the sun in Gemini, and the sun is also in its detriment in Gemini. And again, these are swords. So this is the energy of the victim mentality. Man, you know, I can't believe I got stabbed in the back, or man, I can't believe it's being at rock bottom and it's giving up. But as you can see, it represents the darkest before the dawn, because you can see the dawn's breaking there. This is a very difficult, this Eight of Swords and Ten of Swords are very, very difficult energies to come out of. It could be something as simple as not letting go of something or the way that you think, and you're being asked, I think, to do that. We have the Ten of Wands. This represents the moon, I think. No, it represents Saturn and Sagittarius. Now, Saturn and Sagittarius, Sagittarius rules foreigners, people at a distance, places, education, travel. Saturn is slow, stuck moving energy. If it presents as a person, it could represent someone who may be at a distance from you, but who is dragging their feet on something, some work project. The wands can sometimes represent work. It's higher education, philosophical ideas, religious beliefs. This is what Sagittarius rules. And Saturn does a return for every sun sign, and it stays in for 2 years. He's the Lord of Karma, the Master of Time. It happens, it's a 29-year cycle. So for those of you who are Sagittarian suns, or you have a lot of points in Sagittarius, depending on where Sagittarius sits on your chart, which house it sits, then you know, you have my Sagittarius sits on my 10th house. I think it does. See, I can't remember. But anyway, Saturn comes in to give you tests and trials. He's here to teach you lessons. Saturn will be leaving Sagittarius December 20th of 2017. So you guys hang in there. I know it's been tough, but if you're doing the inner work, you're really going to gain a lot of benefits. You're being prepared for your Jupiter return, okay? And that's always such a welcome relief after you've had Saturn in your sign for a long time. So it's after you go through all of these hard things and you go through these tests and trials, then the universe comes in and brings Jupiter along, and it's such a different energy. So just kind of hang in there, you guys, because it is coming. It'll be here before you know it. Then we have this Queen of Pentacles here, okay? And then we have the Knight of Cups. So those are the cards. Now, what I'm looking at, these to me are speaking to the astrological effects. This represents Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. The Lovers is the card of choice. It is the card of cooperation, of union. Now, if some of you, I'm not looking at necessarily 3 people in a situation. It very well could be, because I have the 2 queens and the knight here. This would be 2 women, perhaps one an air sign, one an earth sign, with a younger water sign male perhaps involved. This could be your mom and you and your son, This could be a love interest, because the lovers represents can sometimes represent a third party in the situation and someone having to make a choice. If you are single, what the lover says is that there could possibly be somebody on the horizon for you. Maybe you met this person back, let's say that time frame that I gave you last year, but for whatever reason, maybe due to financial obligations or challenges and or work obligations and or challenges, it just kind of didn't come together for you. Um, it could play out either way. Now, it's not, the lovers is not the Two of Cups. Okay, the Two of Cups is, this is harmonious energy. The lovers is, it speaks to harmony and balance, but there's a choice involved. Okay, whereas with the Two of Cups, you automatically know. Okay, there's no doubt. So we can see that this queen, the Queen of Swords here, she's all about the truth. She's rational. She's a communicator. If you are not a air sign individual, and we're not going to necessarily make this about two women, it could be two men presenting in their feminine energies. This the You would find the Queen of Swords. She's going to be a doctor or a dentist, a police officer in the military. She's going to be a writer, a publisher, an editor. That would be the kind of jobs that she's going to have. Okay. And we can see that this queen has had a choice about something. And whatever the choice is, she's asking really for the truth. Libra is about the balance. She is holding, in effect, the sword, the Ace of Swords, and this is the Sword of Truth. It's like a mini justice card. Okay, so this could be somebody who has had a choice and who has decided either to rest and think about that particular choice, or she's asking whatever the choice is, someone to bring her the truth of how they feel about a situation. As we can see, we have an individual sitting under a tree. This card represents emotional withdrawal, emotional dissatisfaction, boredom, someone not being excited about whatever it is that they're being offered. So we see that this queen is asking for the truth of this situation. Now, we come over to the moon in Taurus. And the moon in Taurus, Taurus is a stubborn, fixed sign. So things don't tend to move very quickly. And the moon would be perhaps someone who might be very slow in revealing their emotions to you. It also speaks to in relationship, and no matter what type of relationship it is, it's asking you to look at the balance. Are you getting kind of equal to, are you receiving in an equal manner or close to an equal manner in what you give? And at the same time, are you giving in the manner in which you're receiving? Are you taking more than you're giving? Are you giving more than you're receiving? That's what that card is about. Now, we do have, again, 3 people representative on this card. So sometimes I've seen this card show up like the player card, okay, where somebody's got a choice between 2 people. They may not be in contact with one person, or maybe the contact has fallen off, and right now they're devoting all of their time to this other person, okay? And this may be why we have the 8 of Swords and the 10 of Swords have come up, because we are not seeing any communication. We are not receiving any type of input whatsoever in this situation. So we feel kind of stuck. And I think that for some of you, you may be at the point now where you have just said, you know what, to hell with this shit. I'm not fixing to do it anymore. Okay. And we can see that it's been a struggle here. It's been a real struggle. It's been a long slog. Okay, that 9 represents the energy of feeling alone or being alone. And this could even be, if it's not a romantic situation, this could be in the work sector. We do have this coins here. This could be simply you have been devoting more time to your professional life, career life, than you have to your emotional life. And maybe you're not seeing any changes on the horizon about a new love interest coming in, and you kind of like giving up. Screw it, I'm just gonna go back on and do whatever it is that I do and make myself happy. Okay. When I say that, because I have this this queen here. Now, this queen would be an air sign. She typically represents Capricorn. And interestingly enough, I was just talking about the full moon. We just had our last new moon, I think, was in Capricorn at the end of December. So the full moon on January 12th will be in Cancer, but it will oppose the sun in Capricorn. All right. So this could simply be, she also can represent a Virgo or a Taurus individual. She's an earth sign. If this is not about an earth sign individual, then it's going to be someone who is able to, they maybe handle accounts, maybe they do marketing or sales, maybe they work in retail, maybe they work in areas that have to do with ecology or children, saving the earth, cleaning up the environment. Because she represents Capricorn, it's going to be a type of business. Maybe this person works in an office. So it's those, she's going to be like a boss. So those are the attributes of that particular queen. Okay. And we can see that this queen is, in effect, has been working hard. And I think she's reviewing that because she is, in effect, holding the Ace of Pentacles. So she's reviewing all of the things that she's gone through before, whether this is in relationship or whether this is in a work or career endeavor. And she realizes, I think, that she's in a place right now where she has an opportunity to really do something, okay? And the reason why I say that, if this is an ace is an opportunity. That's all it is. But in order for you to take advantage of that opportunity, you have to kind of be in the right place at the right time. This is not just physically in the right place at the right time, but mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Because this is a 10, I thought I said 9, but it's not a 9, it's a 10. So pardon me on that. This 10 represents that you are at the end of a cycle. And for some of you, again, I'm going to say that maybe you have felt all alone in this, as if you've had no help, nobody's coming to the rescue, nobody understands. You've just been burning the midnight oil, doing what it is you have to do. This card can be success, it can be stress, it could be a burden. I don't necessarily look at these as burdens, because for me, a burden is always on your back. Okay, it's something that just kind of rides you. It's that hangdog kind of energy. This is simply someone who has a lot of irons, a lot of things going on, and they're just trying to reach their goal, okay? And they're carrying all of these things, and they're not even looking where they're going. They're just doing, okay? But as I can see, this is the future row, and we see that this queen is faced this way. We have a Knight of Cups. Now, he represents Pisces, but he can represent as well any water sign. Because he is showing up in the future row or the future column, this is, to me, if not a new person coming in, it's almost like the cards are saying, while your back's turned, you're not even looking, somebody's going to come. You haven't met this person, I don't think, yet. I would look at it to be that way, someone on their way to meet you. But this is something that's coming up. Now, this could be two different aspects of the same queen, and she's stuck in between the way she thinks about a certain thing and what she's doing about it. This Eight of Swords, she hasn't been able to quite get the correct balance on that. For some of you, I think you will, whatever this, if this involves a prospective partner, this may be you turning down, taking your cup and moving on. Why? Because there's an imbalance here. I think that some of you may feel that your choices are very limited in a relationship. But no, if you are single, you're not in a three-party situation, that something new is coming up on the horizon. I think some of you have had to make a choice that you, because this, to me, this card sometimes can be just about disappointments. And I think that some of you may have met someone and you've been very, very disappointed, and you're trying to perhaps come out of that space. These are 2 tens, so they will be changing into aces, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. In other words, you are going to be able to get out of that situation. Your thoughts will change. You're going to have to work on it, okay? But really, it's, you know, just try to, it may take time. 10 of energy, 10 of Swords is very difficult energy. But it's an ace, so you're going to get an opportunity. Things will be changing for you, and you're going to feel a new passion and a new desire coming in. Now, these are stars, but you got to be ready for it. It's not something that's just going to happen overnight. And what I see coming up is this 2 of Pentacles. And indeed, I would think, because there's no specific time frame, that some of you have indeed gotten a new energy that has come in. This card is about juggling. It could talk about play, but it can also speak about balance, being financially out of balance. We are just coming out of the holidays, emotionally off balance, and just trying to maintain your coins. Now, the symbol of the Laminaskate can mean that for some of you, it's as though it's the same situation all over again, in which case it could very well be. You find yourself, you know, financially depleted at the end of the year because you overspent on Christmas. It's the 4th now, and you still trying to recuperate from your, you know, New Year's Eve, depending on your age. You know, them young folks can bounce back like springs, but you may be trying to recuperate physically from your holidays, your New Year's celebrations and whatnot. This could be about travel. I have seen this card sometimes come up about a move. I do see that we have someone here trying to get to a location. Okay, so for some of you, maybe you've been wanting to move. With all of this Mercury retrograde energy, maybe the paperwork has been delayed, or you've lost something, or the loan didn't come through, or if this is about a work situation, maybe you put in for a promotion or a transfer, you haven't heard anything, nobody's talking to you, nobody's telling you anything. Some of you at this time may be experiencing maybe trouble with your eyes. Maybe you need to go get your eyes checked. Maybe some of you are having back issues, neck issues. Some of you need to get up and exercise. Okay. But to me, this is about a fresh new energy coming in after what looks like, you know, depending on how far this, if this resonates and how far back it goes for you, you know, there's, rest assured, things will change. I'm picking up that there might have been an engagement for someone. They were supposed to get married or be working on their marriage plans, but that has fallen by the wayside. Like somebody said no, they changed their mind, and now they've disappeared off the scene, and you're left kind of wondering what the hell's going on. For some of you, it is because there are some, maybe some underlying legal issues happening here. Because even if this is, let's say for instance, this is somebody who has not shown you their real interest, see, they're struggling with something as well. Something that they don't see yet their way out of. And this is a rather slow moving energy. This is somebody who's very, very tentative. You see Knight of Cups is somebody who will step forward, but then they may take a step back. You see that horse is paused over that stream. He ain't took a step over it yet. He may have stepped over it and then stepped back, or maybe the horse put one hoof in the water, decided didn't like it and pulled it back. Kind of like a cold feet kind of a thing. I feel that for some of you, there are some financial and home issues going on. For me, it has been home issues. I have Saturn for Virgos. Saturn rules has been sitting at the base of the chart, and the bottom half of the chart rules your home. The things that you don't see, your private life, the things above on the top half of the chart rule your public life. So I don't feel this is a bad spread. And these are residual energies for some of you. For some of you, you will be working through this on through January, in which case I say to you, the new moon on January 28th is a perfect time for you to try, and it's coming in Aquarius. You have all of these swords. So this was an opportunity for you to try to put some things into perspective and try to think about where you want to go from there. The new moon is always a time to start something new, to begin a new project. The full moon is a time to a culmination where you just tend to put things behind you. This is easier said than done. Let's take a look at I'm also picking up that there was a promotion that someone wanted, but they did not get it. It went to someone else. And when in actuality you expected to get it, and someone else got it. And maybe now you're considering leaving because you put in a lot of work and you're considering leaving. You know, and maybe right now, because the way it's fallen, beginning of the year, right after the holidays and whatnot, you know, you're trying to figure out exactly how financially, how are you going to do it? Am I going to have to travel for the job interview? Will I have to move? For some of you, I don't see, you know, the Knight brings messages. And I do feel that for some of you, you're going to be getting some kind of news, hopeful news. Okay. We see that, because this is sort of like that Ace of Cups is being handed to you. So it's a new emotional, something that will touch you in an emotional way. It's not a mental way. It's an emotional way. Because you're kind of like at the end of your rope mentally. Okay. Those two things I feel go hand in hand. And here comes the Knight again with the same cup. So try to lay back. Mercury stations direct on the 9th. After the 28th, he will come out of that direct shadow phase of Mercury. And that is when the new moon will be coming in on the same exact day. So this may be an opportunity for you guys to, whomever's wanting to change jobs, move, get out of a relationship, heal from a relationship, try something new. Because, you know, underlying this, there's a lot of aces. Here's the Ace of Coins. There's the Ace of Swords. We have two Ace of Swords and an Ace of Wands with two Ace of Cups. So I think it's just for most of you who have felt maybe blindsided or out of the loop or what have you, that energy will be freeing itself up January 28th. You'll start to feel a difference here within a few days. I think January 9th, but put it all the way out to January 28th. There's something these two streams here are trying to tell me. I think perhaps for a lot of you, like I was speaking about 2016, I'm just at that point where, you know, I really just need to kind of take a deep breath, because the water represents emotion. So some of you could literally just feel like I was saying, I felt just beat up, battered, and bruised by 2016. um, well, it's over now. Yeah. So let's take a look at what this, right in the center, this Eight of Swords presented itself. Yeah. This is the stanza. It's a card of communication. As you can see, there's no one in the room. This can also, to me, sometimes it can represent passion, as you can see, or maybe arguments. We can see that the curtains are torn and the furniture's all askew. But this is, you know, with that Gemini, that Mercury energy, the Yardro, feeling that something was stolen or taken away from you. This could even be simply, maybe someone stole papers or something from you. Because I have the Lovers and the Cups here, it can be that you feel that someone has emotionally stolen something from you. Okay, this is a theft of good or services. Okay, but as I always say, people can steal many things from you. And then we have the Superbia. Now, this card represents vanity and arrogance. But we can also say that it can, because peacocks, when they show you, you know, they're beautiful, it can also be something successful or showing your true colors. Let's put it that way. I used to read it as a success, but now I'm seeing it mostly turn up as somebody's vanity and their arrogance, and showing their true colors. But as we can see here, for some of you, maybe you haven't seen the true colors yet. You're not in a place where you can. They've shown them to you already. You just haven't seen it. Let me put a few more minutes on here. Now, what I want to look at is this, right next to that, that 10 of Swords. The only two numbers that I have that are repeating themselves are the two tens. Definitely an end of a cycle. I'm going to look that up for you. Let's look at this 10 of Swords. Falsità, lies and hidden intentions. Disgrazia, the Tower, the house on fire, an extreme, misfortunate event. And the Messaggere. Well, again, it's speaking to lies being told, secrets being kept. Things breaking down. But then I have this Messaggere, the news from far away. Okay. Now, on that 10 of Swords, this could either be that you have been waiting to hear from someone and you haven't done so yet, or that you're finally kind of quote unquote getting the message. Okay, or that a message will be coming in to you as it relates. These cards are, it's not going to be, I think, a message either that you are, it's not going to be a message that will be something pleasant. Okay. But then because this falls in the future position, okay, this doesn't tell me whether or not it's going to be bad news or good news. You know, in a sense, we're looking at, in these cards and the way these are falling, that this event has already happened. If it hasn't happened for some of you, it will be occurring perhaps. So this card is saying to me that there may be a message, and if here it falls on this row. First, I want to see what the struggle is here. Now, this could be somebody else that you're dealing with. They have just gotten, you know, have seen someone's true colors. Like I said, if this is like a 3 people in a situation kind of thing, it could kind of be like maybe you've removed yourself from the situation. The person removed themselves from the situation with you, but you have now removed yourself from the whole thing altogether. Why? Because there was lies and it was just bad. Okay. But now it may be that the other person is now about to find out something that perhaps they were not aware of. Remember, we've got that 8 of Swords there. That's what Mercury retrograde can do. It can hide things from you. You got to remember too, those eclipses, things are not revealed sometimes for 3 months after an eclipse. And guess what? We got another eclipse coming up in February. So eclipses can hide things. So this could be a situation where you haven't seen anything, you don't know anything, the other person's been doing whatever, and now all of a sudden something's about to be revealed to them. Okay? Look just like bad all the way around. The Limoneo, the Pensiero, and the Denari. Now this is strange. The Limoneo is the card of nuptials, and it speaks to the highly spiritual nature of a couple. Okay? Marriages, engagements, contracts. We have this Pensiero, somebody who's thinking. This card is about meditation or thought. Remember I said the person's thinking, they're going through something too. And then we have the Deliranti. This is stupid actions and stupid behaviors. So I'm not exactly sure if the cards are saying that someone is now retracing their choice. They're thinking about their choice. Or it could be that someone is afraid to make a choice. Okay? Stupid actions and stupid behaviors. This kind of comes up in the future position. Let's take a look and see what this Knight of Cups is telling us. That's an odd trio. These cards are really kind of odd. And in one sense, I'm kind of having difficulty in understanding what they're saying to me. I see what they're saying to me, I can see visually what they're saying to me, but auditorily, the way my messages come in, and even in the empathetic sense, I'm not really getting the sense or hearing what they're actually saying to me. They're telling me something, though. Indeed, they are. Vecchia Signora. Advice. The Letter. And the Giovane Fanciulla. Now, the old lady and the young lady. Now, for some of you, you may be getting news that if the situation where you were older than this other person, then you may be getting news coming in of that relationship perhaps going forward with the younger individual. But sometimes I see this person, when they land in this position, as being on their way out. That's why I'm saying to you, don't assume because these cards have come out that all hope is lost. I don't feel that it is. It's just going to play out differently for everybody if they're in this situation. Now, there's news coming, and really right after the Mercury goes January 28th, some of you may be getting that news a lot sooner. Sometimes as an energy with the Giovane Fanciulla, it is simply that there's something new coming. It is something that is untried. This is the Virgin. The Virgin doesn't mean non-sexual. The true Latin meaning for virgin was a self-contained woman. In other words, she had never been married before, but she was able to financially take care of herself. She was able to take care of herself. So this is a virgin. This simply means someone who is self-contained. So this could be something new coming up on the horizon for you, because sometimes the old lady speaks to a change. in which you may have to come out of your comfort zone, your self-containment. Some news arriving. Because twos, this card speaks to changes, multitasking, different things, stuff coming at you. How do I keep it all going? Now, I want to take one angel answer card to wrap this up. So for those of you who have a question that was not answered by the this reading, maybe the angel answer card will have an answer for you. I do feel for some of you, this is for some, a percentage, this is about a romantic situation. For others of you, this is something personal having to do with your home and your career. Okay? That's how the cards work. They work on many different dimensions and many different levels at the same time. What did I tell you? There's something about this queen here who sits. There's something about that. And that, to me, this is the strongest energy coming off this spread. So whether you are an earth sign female or not, you can be an earth sign male. This could still apply. And even if you're not, you work in some of those areas that I mentioned, or your job has those kind of details and duties, it's still going to apply. That's what I have for you. I hope this message helped. And until next time, namaste.